So LeBron James and the Lakers lose to the Suns, the first time in his career that LeBron James has gone out in the first round of the NBA playoffs.
You know, it's so upsetting to me because I love LeBron. I love his legacy. I think that it kind of gives the people who argue Jordan being the GOAT another chip in their argument. And it does stink to see him go down in the first round, granted with an injured Anthony Davis, but the history books aren't going to talk about that.
Yeah, and it's a tough one. Things were kind of stacked up against them as that series went on. So let me ask you this. Do you think Cleveland fans cheer against LeBron or Kyrie Irving more? I have an answer. Let me see what yours is.
So if you would have asked me this question yesterday before the game, I would have wholeheartedly said Kyrie. But then after the game, I'm scrolling through social media and I'm just seeing all this. Oh, I'm so glad LeBron lost. I'm so tired of him. And I'm like, where was this? When did this come out? Because I don't remember this happening. So now I'm going to lean a little bit more towards LeBron, but my gut still says Kyrie because of the fact that, it seems like LeBron gets more credit for the championship than Kyrie does. And, LeBron being a Northeast Ohio guy, I feel like he gets a little more credit. So I feel like there's still a larger pocket of fans that root for LeBron versus that pocket of fans that root for Kyrie.
Yeah, I would agree. And the other thing is just the way Kyrie Irving tried to force his way out. It's like, come on. And I said it on a show that we did similar to this one. He was never going to be the number one. He is not a number one option. He's a really, really, really good number two option, and he found that out in Boston. He went to Boston and found out, I'm a number two, and almost as much as admitted it when he teamed up with Durant.
And he is an elite number two, and I think that is something that definitely gets lost in the shuffle, but because he had that small period in Cleveland where he was looked at as a number one and then went to Boston and was looked at as a number one, that people aren't going to give him his fair share of run as an elite number two. They're just going to look at him and say, yeah, you're a number one and you're not a good one at that. And that's why you went to Brooklyn and teamed up with that super team. But I don't know. I like Kyrie as a number two. And I think that's a caveat that most NBA fans don't want to make.
Yeah, and you know what? I think he may be the best number two, but he's not durable enough. He's not a guy that. When's the last time you heard somebody say, "Boy, he makes everybody on the court better"? Of Kyrie Irving, you really haven't heard him say that, and you hear that constantly about LeBron James. That's what a number one does. I made that point. Absolutely. I stick by it, and you won't convince me other than that.